West Virginia to a College World Series appearance. Please help us welcome to Stadium to throw out tonight's honorary first pitch, Max Yale. All right, Max. Right down the middle. Max will be available for autographs and pictures following the conclusion of the first inning tonight. Please be sure to bring an item for Max to autograph. Also, the Max Yale Baseball Camp will return for one day on July 13th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Olean Middle School. The camp is open to boys and girls ages 7 to 15. Speak to Max tonight about signing up for his camp. The Oilers encourage all to attend. All right, fans, welcome to historic Bradner Stadium for tonight's matchup between your Olean Oilers and the Elmira Pioneers. The Oilers would like to extend a special welcome to all members of the Olean Oilers Kids Club, presented by Casa Trinity, that are in attendance at tonight's game. Tonight's game is presented by Casa Trinity. And now for the Elmira Pioneers starting lineup. In center field, number 52, Caleb Delaney. The designated hitter, number 23, Nick Spanner. The third baseman, number 1, Manny Castro. In right field, number 37, Tyson Gingrich. On second base, number 15, Tyler Adamo. The catcher, number 3, Brandon Dubeck. The extra hitter, number 5, Alex Davis. The first baseman, number 16, Ryan Gabbianelli. The shortstop, number 22, Jalen Tidwell. Left fielder, number 45, Trevor Reed. And starting on the mound for the Pioneers, number 2, Lucas Tail. The Pioneers are managed by Andy Drum. And now let's meet your Olean Oilers. Brought to you by Callahan Vending. Need a vending service? Look no further. Callahan Vending is here for your needs and is located right here in Olean. Joining the Oilers starters are members of the Olean 8 through 10 All-Stars who recently captured the District 2 championship. The designated hitter from Mercyhurst, number 23, Derek Stout. The shortstop from Binghamton, number 41, Keegan McGilligan. The right fielder from DeSales, number 22, Brian Fleming. The center fielder from William & Mary, number 34, Hooper Tarley. The left fielder from Delaware, number 26, Aiden Willard. The second baseman from John Carroll, number 20, Thomas Bates. The first baseman from Millersville, number 8, Christo Hunsicker. The extra hitter from Mercyhurst, number 24, Logan Coslin. The catcher from Gannon, number 31, Brady Smith. The third baseman from Alfred State, number 4, Aiden Coburn. And starting on the mound for your Oilers, from Penn State Bayron, number 35, Jake Mundo. The Oilers are managed by Mike Freehouse. Assistant coaches are John Dry, Eric Hemphill, BJ Salerno, and Jake Meeker. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our nation and those that protect and serve it, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the performance of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
On a warm, gorgeous Wednesday night on the east side of Olean, New York, two teams in the middle of the pack in the PGCBL's Western Division look to get themselves closer to the 500 mark. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this broadcast of Olean Oilers baseball. I'm Matt Volz. The Oilers come in at 11-14 on the year, having won in their last outing, beating the Geneva Red Wings in Geneva on Monday. Elmira Pioneers come in at 12-13. Elmira losing at home 18-7 to the Jamestown Tarpskunks on Sunday in their last time out. Elmira enters this game in 5th place in the PGCBL's Western Division with their 12-13 record. Oilers in 6th at 11-14. On the mound for the Oilers here in this game tonight is the right-hander Jake Menendo. We've seen a lot of him at Bradner Stadium this year. Menendo, a native of Erie, PA, a senior at Penn State Barron. Jake is making his 5th start of the season, his 6th overall pitching appearance. He enters tonight's game with a 2-1 record. Opponents batting .280 off of him and a .568 ERA. Well, for any frequent Oilers viewers, you may notice on your TV screen tonight that our camera is in a different spot than it usually is, looking at the infield from right field. Normally the camera is right up near the concession stand just behind home plate. We were having some technical difficulties with the camera not being in range of our setup, but we should be all set. So hopefully everyone watching at home can see everything on the infield, and the outfield will be followed and narrated as things happen out there. First pitch from Menendo is a ball, and it's 6:35. We are underway in Olean. Caleb Delaney, the man at the plate, and Delaney swings and grounds this one to third. It's under the glove of Aiden Coburn. A strong throw from Keegan McElligott to first, and he is in time. That's going to be an infield hit for the leadoff man, Caleb Delaney. So 2 pitches and already a base runner for Elmira in the first. So we'll take a look at the Pioneers batting order as the DH Nick Spanner comes to the plate. Spanner will be followed by Manny Castro. Tyson Gingrich will bat in the 4 spot. Tyler Adamo will bat 5th. Brandon Dubek will come to the plate in the 6 spot. Alex Davis is the extra hitter. He'll bat in the 7 spot. Ryan Gabbianelli will bat 8th. Jalen Tidwell 9th. And Trevor Reed will be the 10-spot batter, all against the Oiler right-hander Jake Menendo. So Caleb Delaney improves upon his .404 batting average with a leadoff infield single, and the first pitch to Nick Spanner is a called strike. It's been a very up-and-down season for the Oilers. Olean searching for some much-needed consistency. A lineup that has been very good. They'll check on the runner Delaney at first with a soft toss. The Oiler lineup has had a lot of success this year, but at times they've lacked the consistency they've needed, and that has also been the case for the pitching department. 0-1 for Menendo is low. Just too many games this year where the Oilers have sort of been undone by one rough inning early on in the game. Now, to their credit, they've also had a lot of games where they've rallied back late and made it a game. 1-1 for Menendo is high ball, too. But it makes the task of winning all the more difficult when you find yourselves in an early hole, and that has been one of the problems for the Oilers this year. It's a short lead off of first for Delaney. 2-1 pitch for Menendo, swung on and lifted in the air toward right center. Brian Fleming ranging back. That is over his head, just over the glove. Delaney heading for third. He's going to round third and score. And heading for third is Nick Spanner. The throw will go into the plate and will not be in time. It's an RBI triple for the DH Nick Spanner, and Elmira takes an early 1-0 lead. 2 batters, 2 hits, and an extra base hit hurts Jake Menendo in the first. Nick Spanner drives in his 10th run of the year. Elmira batting .273 collectively. So Delaney comes home to score as Spanner gets the RBI. And the third baseman, Manny Castro, comes to the plate, takes a first pitch strike. Now Manny back with the Pioneers. He has played with them in parts of the last couple seasons. This is his first game here this year. 0-1 pitch from Menendo, a called strike two. Jake trying to get himself ahead and shake off the early damage. The 0-2 pitch to Castro. That one outside. Try to get him to chase. Menendo has Brady Smith, the Australian, behind the plate. We'll take a look at the rest of the Oilers' defensive lineup after this 1-2 pitch to Manny Castro. The pitch from Menendo swung on and fouled back. Christo Hunsaker is at first base for the Oilers. Thomas Bates at second. Aiden Coburn at third. And Keegan McGilligan is at short. We'll see Keegan McGilligan bat second in this bottom of the first inning. Since joining the Oilers recently, he has been an excellent hitter. 1-2 pitch chopped on the ground. McGilligan ranges, can't make the play. That's going to be another infield hit. Spanner comes home to score, and Elmira has a 2-0 lead. They've got 3 hits already. 2 infield singles, and of course that RBI triple with Spanner driving in a run. So Tyson Gingrich to the plate, and the Pioneers already jumping out to a multi-run lead. The left-hander Tyson Gingrich, he'll get the start in right field for Elmira tonight, whereas number 37 bats left-handed. First pitch to him just outside. So some early damage in this first. Menendo trying to limit that. A ground ball double play would certainly help him out. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Looking at the Oilers' outfield defensively, Aiden Willard is in left, Cooper Tarley in center, and Brian Fleming is in right. Pretty standard outfield lineup. Those three have been in those spots for much of this season and have played well in the outfield. 1-1 pitch to Gingrich, misses inside. Well, again, you talk about the early game struggles that we've seen from the Oilers this year, and that seems to be the case right now, just trying to limit this first inning damage. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. An excellent crowd here for a Wednesday night game. That, of course, thanks in large part to a little bit of a local celebrity throwing out the first pitch. Max Yale, a former Oiler, left-handed pitcher for West Virginia University, threw out the first pitch. 2-2 here is low. Yale, a graduate of Portville, was named the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year for West Virginia and took them to Omaha in the College World Series. 3-2 pitch for Menendo, hit on the ground. Hunsaker's got it. Throw to second for 1, back to first for 2. A well-turned double play, and boy, did Jake Menendo need that as the Oilers erase the base runner, and 2 gone. A 3-4-3 double play. So with bases empty and 2 down, the second baseman Tyler Adamo will come to the plate. First pitch to Tyler Adamo is a called strike. Adamo is the second baseman for the Pioneers in the game. 0-1 just misses. Ball 1. Close miss. Tyler Adamo batting .268 on the season. Menendo into the windup, the 1-1 pitch. That skips in the dirt. Ball 2. Jake just trying to get himself out of this first inning after a few early hits. Infield singles for the leadoff man, Caleb Delaney, and the number 3 hitter, Manny Castro. Two-one pitch, misses, ball 3. 3-1 pitch swung on and chopped foul. Count will go full on Adamo. He has driven in 17 this year. That's tied with Brandon Duback for the second most of any Pioneer. Menendo gets set, the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. So after 3 straight early hits, including a triple from Nick Spanner, Elmira jumps out to an early lead. Oilers coming to bat down 2-0 at Bradner Stadium. Bottom of the first inning here at Bradner Stadium. Oilers lineup has some early work to do. They find themselves in a 2-0 hole. But the DH, Derek Stout, coming to the plate. He will lead things off against the right-hander Lucas Hale. And we'll take a look at the Oiler batting order. First pitch from Hale is swung on and missed by Stout. Derek Stout leading things off. The shortstop, Keegan McElligott, will bat in the 2 spot. Brian Fleming bats 3rd. Cooper Tarley is the cleanup man. Aiden Willard will bat 5th. Thomas Bates 6th. Christo Hunsaker 7th. Logan Coslin is your Oiler EH tonight. He'll bat in the 8th spot. Brady Smith will come to the plate 9th. And Aiden Coburn will bat 10th. 0-1 to Stout is a called strike 2. Well, Derek, a native of Jackson, Ohio, a sophomore at Mercyhurst. Of course, he has been one of the Oilers' top offensive threats. He's batted .360 and driven in a team-high 25 runs. 0-2 pitch to him. That one is sent wide and back to the backstop. Now, again, we talk about the early game struggles, but we've also seen some games where the Oilers have been able to flip the script and jump on the opposing pitcher early. The 1-2 pitch is golfed in the air. That will go back foul. Well, taking a look at the Pioneers man on the mound, the right-hander number 2, Lucas Hale, making his 6th start of the season, and it's been rough sledding for him. He's 0-5 on the year. A 14.46 ERA. Opponents batting nearly 400 off of him as Stout hits this one on the ground to short. Tidwell has it, throws to first. Close play, and he beat it. Derek Stout just barely beats the throw from Jalen Tidwell. And again, we talked about flipping the script. Couple of infield singles for the Pioneers in the top of the first, and Derek Stout does that here for the Oilers in the home half of the inning. So maybe Olean can turn that into something. We'll take a look at the Pioneers defense. Brandon Dubeck is behind the plate. Ryan Gabbianelli at first, Tyler Adamo at second, Manny Castro at third, and Jalen Tidwell is the shortstop. Trevor Reed out in left field, Caleb Delaney in center, and Tyson Gingrich is in right. Derek Stout has stolen 4 bases. He's going to go here, and the throw is going to be offline. Derek Stout picks up his 5th stolen base of the season and gets himself into scoring position, a big-time steal. Again, was just about to say he's 4 for 5 on steal attempts this year. He's now 5 for 6. Oilers have one in scoring position with nobody out in the first. And Keegan McGilligan at the plate. He was a new addition to the team, native of Massapequa. McGilligan squares to bunt and takes the 1-0 pitch, high ball 2. Keegan, a left-handed bat, wears number 41. Going into his freshman year at Binghamton. And again, limited sample size. This only his 3rd game as an Oiler. Overall, he is 4 for 7 in total. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. He has driven in 1 run on the year. Again, 7 at-bats. He's got 4 hits, all singles, but 3 runs scored and an RBI. 2-1 pitch is in there for a low strike 2. That one just caught the zone. It's a little bit of a left-handed heavy first inning with another lefty, Brian Fleming, coming to the plate after Keegan McGilligan. 2-2 pitch to him is swung on and lifted high in the air towards center. Caleb Delaney is under it. He'll make the catch. Stout will take a few steps off the second base bag, but will ultimately stay put. It's a fly out for McGilligan for the first out of the Oilers' first. So the Oilers bring up the right fielder, Brian Fleming, in his 2nd season as an Oiler. Brian, a native of the state of Delaware, he is a junior going into his junior year at DeSales. He's in right field tonight for the Oilers, and he swings at the first pitch and misses on one that was low. Brian, a left-handed bat, wears number 22. Another one of the Oilers' top hitters this year, batting .373. And an excellent hitter, as he was for Olean last year. Fleming's driven in 10 on the year. 0-1 from Hale. He steps off and takes a look back at Derek Stout at second. He'll head back to the second base bag. Oilers as a team come into this game tonight batting .264. As Fleming comes up empty on an 0-1 pitch, he's behind 0-2. We talked about it's primarily been contact hitting. Oilers really have not hit for a whole lot of power. They've got just 5 home runs on the season. But in that same breath, they also have not given up a lot of power either. 0-2 pitches outside, which, of course, is not too much of a surprise. Bradner Stadium has a very deep outfield. It's 390 feet to center. 338 down the right field line and 330 down the left field line. Oilers pitching has only given up 2 home runs all season. So definitely power not as much of an element to the Oilers game, but they've made their offense work with some timely hitting. We'll see if Fleming can do that here. 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Again, a remarkable crowd on hand to see former Oiler and 2026 Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, Max Yale, throughout the first pitch. And Max could hear his name called in this weekend's MLB draft. It is very possible. One ball and two strikes. Hale takes a look at Stout behind him. 1-2 pitch to Fleming. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fleming couldn't catch up with that. Lucas Hale has his first strikeout, and back-to-back have been set down after the leadoff infield hit. So Cooper Tarley comes to the plate, and of course the big thing you think of when you think of Cooper Tarley is speed. He has been the Oilers' primary base stealer, but he's also been very good out in center field. That's where he plays tonight. Batting .271, and if there is a powerful bat to speak of on this Oiler crew, he is one of them. Cooper Tarley, the only Oiler with multiple home runs this season. Takes the first pitch low. He's got 2 homers this year, 2 of the team's 5. Derek Stout, Thomas Bates, and Christo Hunsaker each have 1. Hale takes a look at Derek Stout behind him, and the 1-0 pitch to the Oilers center fielder. Check swing. Tarley did not go. Ball 2. Trying to extend the inning to the left fielder, Aiden Willard. Tarley, a native of the state of Massachusetts, a sophomore at William and Mary, where he's also seen some action behind the plate as a catcher, but primarily is an outfielder. Tarley swings and hits this one in the air to shallow left, and settling under it and making the play is the shortstop, Jalen Tidwell. A leadoff infield hit for Derek Stout and a stolen base, but he's ultimately left on after 1 at Bradner Stadium. Elmira leading the Oilers 2-0. Menendo into the windup. The 1-1 pitch to Davis is swung on and sent foul. Apologize for some audio issues at the start of this inning. The leadoff man, Brandon Dubak, flew out to center field to start it. 1-2 pitch from Menendo, swung on and hit on the ground toward third. That is played by Coburn and thrown on to first to throw out Alex Davis. So after the first three reached in the top of the first two have been set down here in inning number 2. It brings up the first baseman, Ryan Gabbianelli. Gabbianelli, a right-handed bat, wears number 16. First one to him from Menendo is a low strike. Gabbianelli batting .255. He's driven in 7 on the year. 0-1, big swing and a miss. So Menendo getting out ahead of these hitters in the second inning. Again, that first inning, a lot of just slow rollers, tough bounces, couple of infield hits, and then that triple drove in a run as well. 0-2 from Menendo, swung on and hit in the air toward right. Brian Fleming ranging back. He'll put it away and finish off a very quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning for Jake Menendo. We'll make our way to the bottom of the second. Oilers still trailing Elmira 2-0. Aiden Willard will get things started for the Oilers in the home half of the second. Olean trailing 2-0. Leadoff man reached in the first thanks to a Derek Stout infield single. He ultimately stole a base but was left on after the next three were set down by the right-hander Lucas Hale. So the lefty left fielder Willard swings and misses on the first pitch. Oilers will send Willard, followed by Thomas Bates and Christo Hunsaker to the plate in this bottom of the second. Aiden, a native of Palmyra, Pennsylvania, going into his freshman year at Delaware. 0-1 pitch, another swing and a miss. That's back-to-back swings and misses on pitches that were thrown low. Aiden batting .318 on the season for the Oilers. 0-2 pitch to him, swing and a miss. Did he get a piece of it? He did. It was a dropped, or did not. It was a dropped third strike. Ultimately is tagged out. And a tough at bat for Willard, one down. Swinging and missing on all three pitches he saw. So Thomas Bates will come to the plate with one out here in the second. Bates, the Olean native, going into his senior year at John Carroll University, batting .346 for the Oilers this year, has driven in 16 runs. That is the second most of any Oiler, behind only Derek Stout's 25. First one to Bates is a called strike. Lucas Hale is not hesitating to get ahead in these counts. 4 pitches so far in the inning, all have been strikes. The 0-1 pitch, that's another one. Boy, the Oilers really hesitating to, really unable to get a read on Hale here in this second inning. Of course, the pitches to Willard were all swings and misses. Bates has taken 2 straight. The 0-2 pitch just misses, ball 1. That's the first time that Hale has missed the zone in this inning. So we'll see what Bates does here against Lucas Hale. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and hit in the air toward deep right center. This one going back. That will be caught by Gingrich for out number 2. Bates gave it a ride, but Tyson Gingrich had that played well, and it's the second out of the inning. So first 2 have been set down. 5 in a row have been set down by Lucas Hale. And the first baseman, Christo Hunsaker, will bat. Christo, a right-handed bat, wears number 8, native of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. A sophomore at Millersville. First one to him from Hale is a called strike at the chest. Christo batting .209. One of the Oilers' walk leaders. The 0-1 pitch misses, ball 1. He's been walked 11 times this season. Driven in 7 runs in total. 12 walks. He's been hit by 6 pitches, struck out 11 times. 1-1 pitch is a called strike 2. So Christo stands back in as Hale has gotten ahead on all 3 Oiler hitters in this second inning. 1-2 pitch to Hunsaker is up high, ball 2. Again, Lucas Hale's season numbers are not at all what he would want them to be coming into this game with an ERA around 14.5. And opponents batting .391 off of him. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and nubbed. That will stay fair and roll to Hale, who will beat Christo Hunsaker to the bag and retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Lucas Hale pitching very well here in Olean. Both pitchers pitching well through the first 2 after 2 at Bradner Stadium. Elmira leading Olean 2-0. 9, 10, and 1 hitters due up for the Pioneers here in the top of the third. Jalen Tidwell, the shortstop, will lead off as Elmira enjoys a 2-0 lead. Jake Menendo sent the Pioneers down in order in the second inning. First one to Tidwell, just misses for ball one. It'll be Tidwell followed by Trevor Reed, and then back to the top of the order with Caleb Delaney. Jalen Tidwell batting .233 for the Pioneers this year. He takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike. Getting the start at shortstop tonight, where he has been very good defensively this year. Big swing and a miss on a 1-1 pitch. Menendo getting himself ahead. That's what he was able to do in that second inning, which contributed to setting all three down in order. 1-2 pitch to Tidwell. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Leadoff man of the third is set down. And 6 straight retired by Menendo as he picks up his second strikeout. So the left fielder Trevor Reed comes to the plate. Reed batting .286. This is his 7th start for the Pioneers this year. First pitch to him from Menendo just misses. Reed is a right-handed bat, wears number 45, getting the start in left field for the Pioneers, where he's also been very good defensively. The 1-0 pitch, low and away, ball 2. So Jake can afford to take his time with nobody on base behind him. 2-0 pitch just floats in there for a strike. That one caught the corner. Nice frame by Brady Smith behind the plate. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Reed might have gotten a slight piece of that either way. It's strike 2. So Jake rallying back and trying to make quick work of the Pioneers here in this inning. Oilers are looking to get some base runners on in the bottom half of the inning. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Reed strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Menendo, his 3rd of the ball game, and 7 in a row set down by the Oilers right-hander. We're back to the top of the order with the center fielder Caleb Delaney. Delaney reached on an infield single on the second pitch he saw and came around to score on the DH Nick Spanner's RBI triple. First pitch to Delaney here is chopped on the ground to second. A high hop. Bates has it. Long throw on to first is not going to be in time. So Caleb Delaney reaches with his 2nd infield single of the game. 4th hit of the night for Elmira. 3 of them have been infield singles. That stops the streak of 7 in a row set down by Menendo, and the DH Nick Spanner comes to the plate. Of course, Spanner took a 2-1 pitch to the right center field wall. Got to third, scored Caleb Delaney for what was his 10th RBI of the season. First pitch to Spanner here is low and away, ball 1. Caleb Delaney 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts. Pioneers as a team have stolen 37 bags this year, and they've surrendered 71 steals. 1-0 pitch is a called strike. Spanner is the DH tonight for Elmira. .394 average. Easy to see why he's in this spot. Average now about at the 400 mark. 1-1 pitch is swung on a lift in the air toward deep center. Tarley ranging back. That's going to be over his head and off the base of the wall. Rounding third and coming home to score is Delaney. The throw hops over Thomas Bates, and pretty much a repeat of the first inning. Spanner with an RBI double. It's 3-0 Elmira. Back-to-back 2-out hits, and that has been the story of the game. Virtually the same exact thing. Delaney reaches on an infield hit. Spainer drives him home with an extra base hit and his 11th RBI of the season. So Manny Castro coming to the plate. He had an RBI earlier as well. An infield single that brought home Nick Spanner in the first. First pitch to him here is a strike. Menendo struck out the first two batters of this inning and has run into some trouble since. A 1 pitch to Castro. That one sails in high, ball 1. And the impetus really growing on the Oiler lineup to get some base runners on, get some runners in scoring position, and get some runs on the board. 1-1 from Jake is high, ball 2. And the Oilers have only had one base runner in the game so far. That was a leadoff infield hit for Derek Stout. This seems to be the night of the infield single. 2-1 from Menendo, off the plate, ball 3. Don't want to risk walking Castro and bringing up another batter in this inning after the first two have reached and one has scored. Menendo into the windup, the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, a walk to Castro, and the inning continues. So 2 runners on, and the top of the order has done all the damage for the Pioneers so far. Tyson Gingrich grounded into a double play back in the first. Menendo certainly wouldn't mind another ground ball. Wouldn't need to turn 2, though, of course. Gingrich came into tonight batting .286. And that ground ball in the first time he'd grounded into a double play all season. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Oilers will be bringing the bottom of the order to the plate. Once we get to the bottom of this inning, 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. So now we see Menendo getting himself ahead of Pioneer hitters, and he'll try and finish off the left-handed hitting right fielder Tyson Gingrich. Gives a nod to Brady Smith. Menendo takes a look at the runners on base behind him. And the 0-2 to Gingrich. Swung on and popped up in foul territory down the left field line. Aiden Willard chasing after it. He will crash into the fence and make the catch. Aiden Willard makes a spectacular catch, crashing into the fence in foul territory and left. And that will retire the side. 2 runners stranded. Menendo picks up 2 strikeouts, but another infield hit and an RBI double bring home another to score. We're going to the bottom of the third here at Bradner Stadium. Oilers in a 3-0 hole. Bottom of the third, Oilers bringing the 8, 9, and 10 hitters to the plate. And they'll start with the EH, Logan Coslin. Logan looking to get some offense cooking. He's been phenomenal when he's played at third this year. Defensively, he's been excellent over there. Takes the first pitch low for a ball. Logan, a native of Lutz, Florida, going into his sophomore year at Mercyhurst. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. But again, you talk about the excellent defense that he's played over at the hot corner. Batting just 167, though, so he's really looking to improve upon those numbers. 4 RBIs on the year. 2-0 pitch to him. Swung on and fouled back. It'll be all right-handers in this half inning, as at least for the first 3, Coslin followed by Brady Smith and Aiden Coburn. Hoping to bring the top of the order and Derek Stout back up. He's the only Oiler base runner so far. Reached on an infield single in the bottom of the first and stole a base. Coslin takes the 2-1 pitch for a called strike. Logan, a right-handed hitting third baseman, wears number 24. Lucas Hale dealing in this game. He's retired 6 straight since that infield hit as Coslin hits this one on the ground. It's a slow roller to short. Tidwell has it. Throw to first is in time. Nice play by Jalen Tidwell for out number 1. Logan Coslin hustling up the line, but a good throw gets him, and that's out number 1. It'll bring up the catcher, Brady Smith. Smith from the land down under, native of Fulham, Australia, going into his junior year at Gannon, right-handed bat, wears number 31, and Brady batting .220 on the year. He's driven in 3 runs. He's got a couple extra base hits to his name, takes the first pitch for a ball inside. Seven straight set down by the right-hander Lucas Hale after the leadoff man reached in the first. 1-0 pitch to Brady is a called strike. Hale working very quickly in the third inning. 1-1 pitch is low. Oilers at least hoping to get somebody on base and show off their speed. Olean has stolen 55 bases as a team this year. 2-1 from Hale. That one just misses. Ball 3. So Brady finds himself ahead and in charge of the count. We'll see if he gets the green light here. This might be a pitch that, if it's close, you'd probably think about taking just to see if he can get on. 3-1 pitch is a called strike 2. Nice pitch from Hale. Brady taking to try and see if he would get a ball 4 call and end the run of 7 straight set down. The 3-2 from Hale swung on and lifted in the air towards center, but right to the center fielder Caleb Delaney for out number 2. 8 in a row set down by Lucas Hale. And the third baseman, Aiden Coburn, the only batter we haven't seen yet, steps to the plate. Coburn from Andover over in Allegheny County, going into his sophomore year at Alfred State. Coburn batting .238. Of course, we've seen him on the mound in relief at times as well. First pitch to him is a called strike. Hale gives a look in the 0-1 pitch. Big swing. Coburn comes up empty that time, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Brandon Dubeck's called a good game behind the plate so far for Elmira. Lucas Hale again coming in with an 0-5 record, trying to improve upon that. 0-2 pitch, strike three called. It was a check swing, but it was in the zone anyways. Another 1-2-3 inning, and 9 straight set down after a leadoff infield single. 9 in a row set down by Hale after 3 at Bradner Stadium. Elmira 3, Olean nothing. Five, 6, and 7 batters due up for the Pioneers here in the top of the 4th against the right-hander Jake Menendo. Elmira enjoying a 3-0 lead. First pitch to the second baseman Tyler Adamo is a called strike. Elmira out hitting Olean 5-1. 3 of those hits infield singles. The other 2 RBI extra base hits, both off the bat of Nick Spanner. 0-1 pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1. It'll be Adamo followed by the catcher Brandon Dubeck and the EH Alex Davis. Menendo into the windup. The 1-1 pitch to Adamo catches the zone, strike 2. Jake has struck out 3, and he struck out the first 2 of the 3rd inning before ultimately Elmira got a couple on and scored a run. 1-2 pitch misses low. And it was a mirror image of the first inning with Caleb Delaney reaching on an infield single and Nick Spanner bringing him in to score on an extra base hit. 2-2 pitch misses low, ball 3. So full count, we have not seen a whole lot of that in the game. 3-2 pitch to Adamo, swung on and popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Keegan McElligott, calls everybody else off, ranges to his left, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Both pitchers getting some assistance from their defenses behind him. Leadoff man set down in the 4th. And it brings up the catcher, Brandon Dubeck. Dubeck flew out to center back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to him from Jake Menendo is a called strike. Jake doing a good job to attack the strike zone and get himself out ahead of the Elmira hitters. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Dubeck got out ahead of that. And now Menendo in command. Got a couple of score updates from across the PGCBL. We'll get to those in just a moment. First, the 0-2 pitch to Brandon Dubeck. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back set down here in the 4th. 4th strikeout of the game for Jake Menendo. Dubek is 0 for 2, and the EH Alex Davis coming to the plate with 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, north of the border in Niagara, the Niagara Ironbacks have a 1-0 lead over the Niagara Falls Americans. First pitch to Davis is swung on and fouled back. Top of the 4th inning in Geneva, the visiting Batavia Muck Dogs have opened up a 6-0 lead over the Red Wings at McDonough Park. Top of the 4th inning at Colburn Park in Newark. The Auburn Doubledays with a 5-3 lead over the Newark Pilots as the 0-1 pitch here to Alex Davis misses low. One pitch is cut on and fouled. So Menendo getting himself out ahead. Bottom of the 2nd inning in Boonville, the Boonville Lumberjacks trail the Glens Falls Dragons 5-0. The 1-2 from Menendo, swung on and hit on the ground. That is a fair ball, looks like. That'll roll down to Aiden Willard, and now I think they're going to say foul. That one just sliced down the line and just barely went foul. So another 1-2 pitch incoming from Menendo to the EH Alex Davis. The 1-2 from Menendo. High ball 2. Alex 0 for 1, grounded out back in the 2nd. And Menendo's 2-2 pitch is low in the dirt, so the count will go full. Jake was out in front, and the count has now missed the zone with a couple straight. Menendo into the windup, 3-2 pitch, low, ball 4, and the inning continues. So a walk issued, and that's, again, the 2nd time that 2 have been out, but a man has reached base. So a runner on, that's Alex Davis and Ryan Gabbianelli. Coming to the plate, first one to Gabbianelli is swung on and fouled back. Short lead off of first for Davis. The 0-1 to Gabbianelli, swung on and pulled down the line. That's foul. Just over top of the bag, but a little bit wide. So Menendo out in front on Gabbianelli. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul. Well, we are aware of the issue with our camera, working on trying to get that fixed. We'll see if we can get that fixed for you between innings. But for now, still 0-2 on the first baseman, Ryan Gabbianelli. And the pitch from Menendo, swung on and hit on the ground to short. And that one's snared by McElligott. He'll step on the bag for out number 3. So a 2-out walk ultimately does not hurt the Oilers. And we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Elmira up 3-0. Oilers bringing the top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Derek Stout, the DH, followed by Keegan McElligott and Brian Fleming. Lucas Hale has pitched an excellent game so far. Stout sends this one to left field. That's going to get down and roll all the way to the wall. Stout around first. He will head for second, and he'll be in there standing up. A leadoff double for Derek Stout in the bottom of the fourth. He's got both Oiler hits. So Keegan McElligott, the shortstop, he flew out back in the first inning. Trying to see if he can drive a run home as the Oilers end the streak of 9 straight set down. Stout doubling on the first pitch. McElligott swings and misses at the first pitch here. Again, we are aware of the issues with our camera, trying to see if we can get that fixed for you at some point. 0-1 to McElligott. That skips in the dirt and heads all the way back to the backstop, and Derek Stout's going to head for third. So a wild pitch, and the Oilers have their first runner at third in the game. See if he can find a way to drive in Derek Stout and put the Oilers on the board. Again, Lucas Hale came into this game with an 0-5 record and an ERA north of 14. He has really struggled for the Pioneers this year, but not today. The 1-1 pitch. That misses ball 2. So McElligott getting himself out in front again. He has not played much for the Oilers, but has hit very well in his limited time. 2-1 pitch, misses high, ball 3. So Keegan very much out in front. Stout has his lead off third. 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. And a walk to McElligott. Oilers have 2 on with nobody out. That's the first walk issued by Lucas Hale in the game, and Brian Fleming coming to the plate representing the tying run. Fleming struck out back in the first. But Brian, who's driven in 10 on the year, trying to see if he can't put the Oilers on the board. McElligott has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. First pitch to Fleming is cut on and missed. Fleming standing in. They'll check on the runner. McElligott at first. He is back in safely. Again, the Oilers in this game have just struggled to get runners on base. But they've gotten the first 2 on in this inning. 0-1 pitch from Hale with the runner going. Pitches a strike. Throw down to second is not in time. Keegan McElligott has his first stolen base as an Oiler. And Olean's got 2 in scoring position. Ultimately, strike 2 on Fleming, so he'll have to be careful, but he's got 2 in scoring position. Derek Stout at third, Keegan McElligott at second. A base hit likely scores both. 0-2 pitch, misses outside, ball 1. A tough take for Fleming, and it works out for him. This is the first we've seen the Oilers really get to Lucas Hale in the game. Cooper Tarley waiting on deck, and you know the power he has in his bat as well. 1-2 pitch to Fleming. Swung on and fouled back. The Oiler right fielder stays alive. And before this inning, an infield hit for Derek Stout was all the Oilers had to speak of base running wise. They've gotten the first 2 on in this inning. 1-2 pitch to Fleming. Swung on and hit in the air toward right. Gingrich is there. He'll make the catch. Tagging and coming home is Stout. The throw to the plate will be cut off. It's a sac fly for Brian Fleming, and the Oilers are on the board. It's 3-1. So Brian Fleming does his job and picks up his 11th RBI of the year. Not to mention it's only the first out of the inning. Fly out to right, but he does bring home the run with Stout scoring. And now Cooper Tarley coming to the plate with the runner McElligott staying put at second. Cooper Tarley popped out to end the first inning, his first time up. First one to him, skips in the dirt. McElligott took a few steps towards the bag, decided to not go. Probably a wise decision. It's ball 1 to Tarley. Egan stole his first base of the year just moments ago, and he's got a fairly short lead off of second base. 1-0 pitch to Tarley, low, ball 2. Well, if Cooper hits one on the ground, Elmira infield defense is going to have to be ready because he's more than capable of legging out anything hit to the infield. Ahead 2-0 and representing the tying run. 2-0 pitch swung on and hit to center. That'll get down for a base hit. McElligott rounding third. He will score. Bobbled out in center. Tarley took a hard turn around first. Decided to head back to the bag. It's an RBI single in a 1-run game. Third hit of the game as Keegan McElligott scores. And Cooper Tarley picks up his 14th RBI of the season. And I'd be shocked if he didn't try to steal. Cooper has stolen 13 bases this year for the Oilers. Next closest is Connor O'Mara with 6. Tarley 13 for 16 in stolen base attempts. Aiden Willard at the plate. He struck out swinging and missing on all 3 pitches he faced back in the bottom of the second. I'm sure Tarley will, at some point in this at-bat, try and take off for the bag at second and put the tying run in scoring position. First one to Willard. There goes Tarley. Pitch is low. Throw to second is not going to be in time. And Cooper Tarley's got his 14th stolen bag of the year. At the worst kept secret in the entire ballpark, Oilers have stolen 2 bases tonight. Stout had one earlier. His 5th of the year. Now a base hit ties the game more than likely with Cooper Tarley's speed. Not to mention there's still only 1 out. First one to Willard, or the 1-0 rather, is low, ball 2. Now here's the ultimate question. Do you get uber aggressive and try to steal third? He's got the speed to do it. I don't know if they would want to risk that, but certainly is a possibility with Tarley having a pretty solid lead off the bag. 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. Oilers are really making Lucas Hale sweat in this 4th inning. So Willard, who only saw strikes in his first plate appearance, hasn't seen one yet here. 3-0 pitch from Hale, up high, ball 4, and Willard draws a 1-out walk. A 4-pitch walk as Willard is on base for the first time in the game, and Thomas Bates will come to the plate. Elmira is going to have a meeting on the mound. Nobody up and throwing in the Pioneers bullpen. So reason stands to believe that Lucas Hale will stay in the game. And again, in thinking about the possibility of maybe trying to get aggressive with Bates coming up to the plate, do you potentially try a double steal with Tarley and Willard? Again, I don't know that the Oilers would want to be that aggressive because they have really made Lucas Hale work in this 4th inning. Don't want to give him any type of an easy way out of the inning. You're in a position where a base hit almost definitely scores Cooper Tarley to tie the game. 1 hit in the gap probably scores Willard to give the Oilers the lead. Hale looks back, now steps off the mound. They will check on Tarley at second. A really soft throw. Tyler Adamo gets to it and throws it back to the mound. Always got to be careful with those pickoff throws, and that especially the case with the speed of Cooper Tarley at second. First pitch to Bates is hit on the ground to short. Could be 2. Flip to second for 1. On to first. That's a double play, and that will end the inning. So, some great work by the Pioneers infield defense to get their pitcher, Lucas Hale, out of the inning, but the Oilers score 2 thanks to the double from Stout, the sac fly from Fleming, and the RBI single for Tarley. After 4, it's a 1-run ball game. Elmira 3, Olean 2. Top of the 5th inning, Oilers now only down by just 1, and the shortstop Jalen Tidwell, the number 9 hitter, will lead off. Tidwell hits this one on the ground. That sneaks under McElligot's glove. It'll be a base hit into left field. So a leadoff single on the first pitch. Tidwell sees he's on base for the first time tonight. 6th hit of the game for Elmira. Now it's Trevor Reed's turn to hit, the left fielder and the 10-spot batter. He struck out back in the 3rd. Oilers wouldn't mind another ground ball. First one to him is a called strike. And back in that third inning, the last time these guys were at the plate, Tidwell and Reed both struck out. Infield single and an RBI double brought home another run to make it 3-0 at the time. A one pitch low, ball one. Oilers were able to fight back and put 2 on the board in the bottom of the fourth. And despite the leadoff single, Menendo trying to have a shutdown fifth. 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Again, we've really seen Menendo do a great job of getting ahead of batters. You know, we're not seeing him fall behind 3-1 or 2-0, anything like that. They'll check on the runner at first. He's back in safely. He's had a lot of 2-strike counts in the game. Pretty much every Elmira batter, not exactly every, but most Elmira batters have seen at least one 2-strike count tonight. So Jake's doing a really good job getting ahead. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Reed strikes out for the second time. First out of the fifth inning. Fifth strikeout of the game for Jake Menendo. And we're back to the top of the order for Caleb Delaney. Oilers infield defense had better be ready. Delaney has reached twice, both on infield singles, and he came around to score both times thanks to extra base hits off the bat of Nick Spanner. First and third innings were virtually mirror images of each other. First pitch to Delaney is a called strike. Delaney's also been swinging really early in counts. The infield hit back in the first was on just the second pitch he saw. Infield single in the third was on the first pitch. They'll check on the runner at first, somewhat close, but he's back in safely. Delaney, the center fielder for the Pioneers tonight. A left-handed bat, wears number 52. Jalen Tidwell has a short lead off of first. See if he thinks about going. 0-1 pitch is swung on and pops into left. That will go out of play, foul. Well, of course, we saw the big play made by Aiden Willard out in left field to end the top of the fourth on a fly ball by Ryan Gabbianelli. Aiden Willard crashing into the fence in left field, but still hanging on to the ball for out number 3. Oh, 2 pitch to Delaney, low, ball 1. Hits are 6-3 in favor of Elmira. They'll check on Tidwell again at first, and again, he's back in safely. Jalen has stolen 3 bases on 4 attempts. He's not their big base stealer. That would be Tyler Adamo as far as players who were in the lineup tonight. Adamo's stolen 8 on the year. 1-2 for Menendo. High and outside, kept in front by Brady Smith, ball 2. Well, we know that just based on the 2 infield hits alone, Caleb Delaney runs well. 2-2 from Menendo. Swung on a hit on the ground. Menendo's got it. Throw to second for 1. On to first. And not in time. Delaney legs that one out. But they get the out at second. A really nice play by Jake Menendo with the glove. The lead runner's out, and there's 2 down. 2 down. So once again, Delaney uses his speed to get on base. But Jalen Tidwell is out at second. A great grab by Menendo and throw. And now a meeting on the mound. And it looks like that may be all for Jake Menendo, as they're gonna go to their bullpen. Menendo is finished, goes 4 2/3 and a solid outing. And before the DH, Nick Spanner comes to the plate. Oilers are gonna bring a youngster to the mound, the right-hander Henry Kite, a native of King William, Virginia, going into his freshman year at William and Mary. Henry Kite making just his second pitching appearance for the Oilers, and as he completes his warm-up tosses, we'll step aside. Oilers down 3-2 in the fifth. So the right-hander Henry Kite fills in for Jake Menendo, and he's got a tough first assignment going up against the DH Nick Spanner. He does have 2 outs, though. Kite making his second pitching appearance for the Oilers, pitched an inning in relief earlier this week. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. Kite pitched 1 inning in relief, faced 3 batters. Hit 1 with a pitch, but other than that, set down the other 3 and picked up a strikeout as well. 0-1 offering to Spanner with the runner. Delaney going, pitches a strike, throw to second is going to be in time. Brady Smith with a laser behind the plate, guns down Caleb Delaney and sends us to the bottom of the 5th. Henry Kite appreciates the defensive assist from behind the plate. We are halfway through 9 innings, going to the bottom of the 5th. Oilers down 3-2. Bottom of the 5th, Oilers with a caught stealing. A great throw from Brady Smith sends us here. Oilers down 3-2 on Matt Volts. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up for the Oilers here in the bottom of the 5th. Christo Hunsaker will lead off, followed by the EH Logan Coslin and catcher Brady Smith. The right-hander Lucas Hale still on the mound for Elmira. First one to Hunsaker, sails way up high, ball 1. Cristo grounded out back in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. 1-0 pitch to him. Sails in there for a strike, catching the bottom of the zone. Again, Cristo batting just above 200, 209 specifically coming into the game tonight. 1-1 pitch, misses, ball 2. Oilers trying to pick up where they left off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Got a couple of runners on, and a couple of runs in thanks to a Derek Stout leadoff double. A walk and RBI single from Cooper Charlie as well. 2-1 pitch low. So Hunsaker ahead 3-1. The pitch just misses, ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Cristo Hunsaker. He's on base for the first time tonight. Oilers have the leadoff man on, and that'll bring up Logan Coslin. Coslin, the EH is 0 for 1. Tonight he grounded out back in the third, led off the bottom of the third and grounded out. Short lead off of first for Cristo Hunsaker, not a particularly noted base stealer, but he does have 4 on the year. First one to Coslin is a called strike. Hunsaker a perfect 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts on the year. Again, don't really know if I'd anticipate him going, but is a possibility. Taking a few steps towards the second base bag. 0-1 pitch from Hale. Hale on its way. Hunsaker's going to go. Coslin swings and hits this on the ground to the mound. Only play will be at first, so they try the hit and run, and it does advance the runner into scoring position. It's a ground out off the bat of Coslin. He's out via the ground out for the second time. So at the very least, a productive out for Coslin as the runner Hunsaker gets in a scoring position. And the catcher Brady Smith will come to the plate. Brady had a heck of a throw to catch Caleb Delaney stealing to end the top half of this inning. Both feet on the grass away from second. First one to Cristo Hunsaker, or first one to Brady Smith is a called strike. And Cristo wandering further off that second base bag. 0-1 to Brady Smith. Swung on and fouled back. Brady just not able to catch up with that. So Smith behind 0-2. Hunsaker in scoring position. Base hit would likely tie the game. And Smith swings and pops this one up in foul territory. That'll go out of play. So Smith behind 0-2. He'll have to catch up to try and drive in Cristo Hunsaker. Hale giving an extended look at his catcher, Brandon Dubeck. Now takes a look at Hunsaker behind him, and the 0-2 pitch misses way up high. Ball 1. Well, talking about stellar pitching performances, the Toronto Blue Jays got one today from their starter, Dylan Cease. Cease took a no-hitter into the 9th inning, ultimately lost it on a leadoff single in the 9th. Blue Jays still won their game 7-0. 1-2 pitch to Smith. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Smith swinging at one that was low. That's out number 2. I should correct myself that the final score of the Toronto-San Francisco game was 10-0 tonight. It was 7-0 going into the 9th inning. Blue Jays scored 3 in the top of the 9th. That game in San Francisco. We're in the bottom of the fifth with 2 outs here, and Coburn stepping up to try and see if he can't drive in Christo Hunsaker from second. Coburn struck out looking back in the third. First pitch to him, a big swing and a miss, strike one. Hunsaker still with both feet on the grass off of second. 0-1 pitch to Coburn is low, ball one. Coburn hoping to extend the inning and bring the top of the order back up. Derek Stout, the DH, on deck. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored and a stolen base tonight. 1-1 pitch to Coburn. Check swing could not hold up. Strike two. So Aiden behind 1 and 2, trying to keep himself alive. Here in the bottom of the fifth, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Coburn strikes out for the second time. Well, the Oilers get a leadoff walk from Christo Hunsaker, ultimately not able to bring anybody home to score. We are through 5 at Bradner Stadium. Elmira 3, Olean 2. Top of the sixth inning, and the DH Nick Spanner will lead things off against the right-hander Henry Kite. First pitch is in there for a strike. Spanner was at the plate in the top of the fifth when Caleb Delaney was caught stealing second. So this is still the first batter that Kite has seen. 0-1 pitch misses for ball one. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Elmira in this sixth. And a 1-1 from Kite misses inside. Again, Henry came in relief of Jake Menendo, who went 4 2/3, gave up a couple runs in the first. But since then, had pitched really well, gave up one in the third as well. 2-1 pitch misses outside, ball 3. So Kite behind 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, low, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Nick Spanner, who's been on base all 3 times. First 2 had been on RBI extra base hits, but Spanner still getting on base again with a walk, and Manny Castro comes to the plate. Castro has been on base twice, an RBI single in the first drove in Nick Spanner after a triple. Castro also walked in the third. First pitch from Henry Kite just misses. Short lead at first for Nick Spanner. And the 1-0 pitch is a called strike from Henry. Let's go fly a kite, the right-hander for the Oilers, number 55. One pitch is inside, ball 2. Tyson Gingrich waiting on deck for the Pioneers. Oilers would love to get another ground ball double play. They turned one back in the first inning. That was off of Gingrich's bat. 2 balls and a strike to Manny Castro, and the pitch from Kite swung on and foul back. I'm no Chris Berman, but nicknames for players is always fun. It's 2-2 to Manny Castro. Short lead off the first 2-2 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Spanner, another, not really a noted base stealer, actually does not have a stolen base, doesn't have a stolen base attempt on the year. That explains the short lead off of first. 2-2 pitch from Henry Kite is swung on and hit on the ground. Great stop by Miguel. Get it short to second for 1, on to first for 2. Oilers infield defense turns their second double play of the game. So that one off of Manny Castro's bat. And a great stop by Keegan McElligott at short. If he doesn't stop that the way he does, or just knocks it down, that likely would not have been 2. That's a tough play to make, but ultimately the Oilers make it 2 down. First one to Gingrich is popped up in shallow left. Who wants this one? Aiden Willard will come in and make the catch. So a leadoff walk to Nick Spanner does not hurt the Oilers. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Oilers trailing Elmira 3-2. Oilers bringing the top of the order to the plate here in the home half of the sixth. They trail 3-2. I'm Matt Volz. It'll be the DH Derek Stout, followed by Keegan McElligott and Brian Fleming. Against the right-hander Lucas Hale. Oilers got a leadoff walk back in the fifth. Ultimately, the next three straight were set down. First pitch to Stout misses for ball one. Derek is 2 for 2 in the game. Reached on an infield single in the first and stole a base. Doubled and scored in the fourth. 1-0 pitch to him from Lucas Hale is in the dirt. Now taking a look at some of the scores around the PGCBL. Again, still sixth inning in Niagara. Ironbacks leading the Americans 1-0. 2-0 pitch to Stout is a called strike. Some of the other scores across the league. Top of the fifth inning in Oneonta. The Oneonta Outlaws have a 2-1 lead over the Utica Blue Sox. 2-1 pitch to Stout, misses low, ball 3. The Amsterdam Mohawks are playing a non-league game tonight, hosting the Troy Haymakers, and they're getting thrown some haymakers their way. They're down 11-4 in the fourth. 3-1 pitch, bounces in the dirt, ball 4, and Derek Stout earns himself a leadoff walk. Derek is on base for the third time, and that'll bring the shortstop Keegan McElligott to the plate. He's made some good defensive plays. Keegan flew out in the first, walked, and scored in the fourth. He came around to score on the RBI single off of Cooper Tarley's bat. We'll see if Derek Stout thinks about going. He's already got a steal in the game tonight. Came back in the first inning, his 5th stolen base of the year in 6 attempts. First one to McElligott. He squares to bunt. First pitch is a strike. Again, McElligott batting .571. This only his 3rd game as an Oiler, but he has been very good. Native of Massapequa, going into his freshman year at Binghamton. They'll check on the runner Stout at first. A close play, but he's back in safely. Top of the 4th inning in Boonville. The Glens Falls Dragons have a 6-0 lead over the Boonville Lumberjacks at the Robert Smith Sports Complex. They check on the runner and the throw gets away, and Stout's going to get into scoring position. Derek will stop at second, and a throwing error, first error committed by either team tonight. And that allows the runner to move up into scoring position. That's the risk you run with the constant pickoff attempts. Is the more you do that, the greater risk you run of something like that happening. Now Olean's got one in scoring position. Not to mention that's the tying run with their number 2 hitter at the plate right now, and 3 and 4 up after him. 0-1 pitch misses outside, ball 1. Oilers hoping Stout will come home to score his 2nd run of the night. Brian Fleming is on deck for Olean. McElligott facing a 1-1 pitch from Hale. The pitch catches the inside corner, strike 2. Stout, we know, runs well. He's not necessarily the first name that comes to mind when you think of speedy Oilers, but he certainly can run well and would likely score on a base hit. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. McElligott strikes out. First out of the 6th inning, of the bottom of the 6th inning at least. 6 strikeouts on the night for the right-hander Hale. That's how he gets his first out of the Oilers' 6th. Then Brian Fleming will come to the plate. Fleming struck out in the first and drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th. That run drove in Derek Stout. We'll see if he can drive him in again. First pitch to Fleming is a called strike on the inside corner. That sac fly for Fleming, his 11th run driven in this year. And his 3rd sac fly to be specific. 0-1 pitch, that misses up high. Derek Stout has scored 19 runs on the year. Of course, scored his 19th back in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And Fleming swings and sends this one in the air, foul down the left field line. Right-hander is up and throwing, or is just starting to get up and throwing in the Elmira bullpen. Again, Lucas Hale, who has struggled this season, certainly has not struggled tonight. He has pitched very well. But the Oilers threatening to tie the game. 1-2 pitch, Fleming swings and misses. He strikes out. A drop 3rd strike, throw down to first is in time to complete the putout. And Fleming strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Back-to-back Ks for Lucas Hale. And 7 on the night. That's the 2nd time he's had back-to-back strikeouts as well. And Cooper Tarley comes to the plate. Tarley drove in a run back in the 4th inning. That RBI single, his 14th run driven in on the season. Base hit would give number 15 and tie the game for the Oilers. We'll see what he can do against the right-hander Lucas Hale. First pitch to him is low. So Tarley standing back in on a 1-0 count. Has a stolen base in the game as well. Stout, decent lead off second. The 1-0 pitch to Tarley. That one is a called strike. Ooh, Tarley didn't agree with that. That one just catches the high and inside corner for strike 1. Tarley came into the game tonight batting .271. That average has gone up thanks to the RBI single back in the 4th. Also stole a base, his 14th of the season. Tarley swings and chops this one foul. And the Oilers lineup has gotten a few on. The first few innings, they were having trouble doing that. Only 1 base runner through the first 3 innings. They got both runs home to score in the 4th. Leadoff man reached in the 5th. Next 3 were set down in a row. Leadoff man reached here in the 6th, and the last 2 have been set down. Tarley trying to break that pattern up. Hale looks back. The 1-2 pitch to Tarley. Low ball 2. Cooper able to hold the bat back as well. Well, one of the Oilers' calling cards offensively this year has been patience at the plate. Trying to see if that will pay off here as Tarley settles in to continue the at-bat against Lucas Hale. And now Tarley will step off. As per usual, the front of Cooper Tarley's jersey is covered in dirt. That's no surprise. He tends to have that a lot by nature of his stolen base prowess. 2-2 pitch. Low and away, ball 3. A tough take, and it works out. It's ball 3. That's a tough pitch to lay off of, but he does, and he's rewarded. So Tarley stands back in. Lucas Hale looks at Derek Stout behind him. 3-2 pitch. That one low and inside, ball 4. And Tarley earns a hard-fought 2-out walk to keep the line moving. He's on base for the 2nd time. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Aiden Willard. Willard struck out back in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. And really quite the tale of two at-bats for him. His first at-bat in the second inning, swung and missed on all 3 pitches he faced. And in the 4th inning, he didn't see a strike and earned a 4-pitch walk. Willard swings and misses at the first pitch here. Again, with the speed of Cooper Tarley at first. Anything hit towards the outfield that gets down will more than likely score both of them. Base hit definitely scores one, and Tarley's got good speed. He could score from first, but the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. So this at bat looking a lot more like Aiden Willard's first instead of his second. He'll look to change that. Both runners have decent sized leads, with the infield playing back for Elmira. And the 0-2 pitch, instead Hale steps off. That almost looked like a balk from Lucas Hale. He looked like he was into the windup and then stepped off, but ultimately balk is not called. 0-2 pitch to Willard, just missed. Boy, you talk about laying off of some tough pitches to not swing at. Oilers have done that well all year. And again, showing that here tonight. The 1-2 pitch to Willard, that bounces in the dirt. Good job by Dubek to hold that in front. It's ball 2. That goes back to the backstop, and that could put Hale in a really precarious spot with 2 speedy runners in scoring position. Ultimately, both stay put where they're at. Willard staying alive as Lucas Hale trying to put this 6th inning to an end. 2-2 pitch to Willard. Strike 3 called. He froze him. Willard tried to lay off one more. Ultimately could not. Oilers leave 2 on base. We're headed to the 7th. Oilers trailing Elmira 3-2. To the 7th inning we go at Bradner Stadium. Elmira still leading the Oilers 3-2. Another inning of work for Henry Kite on the mound, and the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to contend with. First pitch to Tyler Adamo misses for ball 1. Kite will see Adamo, followed by Brandon Dubek and the EH Alex Davis. 1-0 pitch is a strike. Kite into the windup. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Adamo swinging for the fences with that pitch. Ultimately comes up empty, 1-2. Adamo has 6 extra base hits on the year. 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. Batting .268 on the season for the Pioneers. Henry Kite trying to finish him off. He picked up a strikeout back in the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch swung on and popped up in foul territory on the first base side. Is it playable? No. It lands in the garbage can in the tunnel. How about that? You couldn't have dropped that baseball from the second row of bleachers into the garbage can and had it placed any better. I suppose it's better to have a baseball land in a garbage can than in a car's windshield, though, which has happened before. 1-2 pitch from Kite. Up high, ball 2. Well, you talk about a golf-style drop shot on that foul ball as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Adamo got out in front of it and strikes out. Second strikeout for Kite. He's set down 3 straight, and it brings up Brandon Dubek. Dubek 0 for 2. First pitch to him, just misses, ball 1. Brandon Dubek flew out in the second, struck out in the 4th. 1-0 pitch to him from Henry Kite is a called strike. So Kite working quickly with nobody on base behind him to speak of at the moment. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Again, like what we saw from Jake Menendo, getting out in front of hitters, and the 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed. Dubek strikes out. Back-to-back Ks and 3 in the game from Henry Kite. So Alex Davis, the EH, coming to the plate. Davis grounded out in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. First pitch here is a ball to the EH, Alex Davis. So the first pitch, a strike, this one a ball. 1-1 to the EH Davis. Alex Davis batting .293. The 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Again, Henry doing a great job to get ahead. We'll see if he can finish this off. 1-2 pitch from Kite. Strike 3 called. He froze him. Strike 3 looking to Alex Davis, and the youngster Henry Kite strikes out the side and sends us to the 7th inning stretch at Bradner Stadium. Oilers still down 3-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Oilers down 3-2. The freshman pitcher, Henry Kite, striking out the side in the top of the 7th. Oilers will bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate in the home half of the 7th, and a new arm on the mound for Elmira. And it is the right-hander Lucas Rylander replacing the other right-hander Lucas Hale. Hale pitched a very good game, allowing 2 runs in 6 innings of work. And it gives way to Lucas Rylander. Thomas Bates squares to bunt on the first pitch, but pulls the bat back for ball 1. It'll be Bates, followed by Christo Hunsaker and Logan Coslin. The 1-0 pitch on its way. Bates swings and hits this one to left. That's going to get down for a base hit. A leadoff single for Bates in the bottom of the 7th. 4th hit of the game for the Oilers. And the leadoff man is on off of Lucas Rylander. So we'll take a look at the stats for Rylander on the year. This is his 8th appearance, 7th out of the bullpen. He carries with him an 0-1 record. 16 2/3 innings of work. He has given up 25 hits, 22 runs, 17 of those earned. An ERA of 9.18, a 9.18 ERA. Opponents batting .342 off of him. That number going up after the hit from Bates. First pitch here to Christo Hunsaker, misses high for a ball. Bates not too much of a base stealer. He's 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. We'll see if he thinks about going here. Count 2-0 on Christo Hunsaker. And a 2-0 pitch. That misses high, ball 3. So Christo well in command. Again, we talk about. So it looks like just 2-0. But we talk about, we run into sometimes with relief pitchers coming out of the bullpen and it taking a minute to find that strike zone. 2-0 to Hunsaker, catches the zone. Still a short lead off of first for Bates. Hunsaker stands in, and the 2-1 pitch from Rylander swung on and fouled back. Christo Hunsaker grounded out in the 2nd inning, walked in at the 5th. Hunsaker stands back into the batter's box. Bates a pretty short lead off of first. 3-2 from Rylander. Fouled back. Boy, Christo really making the right-hander Rylander work. And only the 2nd batter he's faced. Christo's been very good defensively for the Oilers at first. Again, offensively looking to get the hitting numbers back up a little bit. Rylander is set. 2-2 pitch. Bates takes off. Hunsaker swings and lifts this one high in the air towards shallow center. That is playable and caught by Caleb Delaney. So Bates will have to head back to first, 1 down. Oilers try the hit and run, but ultimately Hunsaker just getting under that one a little bit. So the EH, Logan Coslin, will step up, and we'll see if Bates thinks about maybe trying to go for second again. Coslin is 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. And Logan came into play batting just 167. So again, looking to really get the numbers back up. Does have 4 RBIs on the year. The catcher, Brady Smith, waiting on deck. First one to Coslin, swung on and sent foul. 6-3 ground out in the third and a 1-3 ground out in the fifth for Logan Coslin, who has been phenomenal defensively over at third. He's the EH for the Oilers tonight. 0-1 pitch to him, swung on and sent foul over top of the press box and into the street behind us. So Logan finds himself behind 0-2. Oilers looking to get some production from the bottom of their order coming into this at bat. The 8, 9, and 10 hitters a combined 0 for 6 tonight, with 3 strikeouts as well. 0-2 to Coslin, swung on and hit on the ground to short, could be 2. Flipped to second for 1. The throw on to first is going to be wide and going to foul territory. So Coslin will reach. Bates is out at second, 2 down. So a fielder's choice. Coslin reaches for the first time tonight. And the catcher, Brady Smith, will come to the plate. Smith 0 for 2, flew out in the third, struck out in the fifth. 2 outs here in the bottom of the seventh. And again, after the start to this bottom of the seventh looked promising with a base hit from Thomas Bates and Christo Hunsaker going ahead in his at-bat, Rylander has locked it down since. First one to Brady Smith is low for a ball. Hits are 6-4 in favor of Elmira. It's the first time Smith has seen Rylander. Of course, this is his first inning. Lucas Hale, a great night on the mound. Went 6, only allowed 2 runs. 1-0 pitch to Brady Smith is a strike. Three runs on 6 hits, 1 error for Elmira. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Oilers. And the 1-1 of the Oiler catcher, Coslin takes off, pitches a ball, and the throw will never get there. That one looks like it just slipped out of the hand of Brandon Dubek. So a stolen base for Logan Coslin. Not sure what happened on the throw attempt, but the Oilers will take it. Third stolen base of the night for the Oilers. Logan Coslin steals his first base of the season in his first attempt. 2-1 the count on the catcher, Brady Smith. Now you're in a position where with Coslin's speed, and he runs well, base hit could score him. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Oilers trying to make Rylander pay and trying to take the win potential away from Lucas Hale, the starter. 2-2 pitch to Smith, swung on and hit on the ground to third. That is playable, and the throw on to first is played on a hop by Gabbianelli, but played perfectly as Castro throws out Brady Smith, and the Oilers are out of luck in the seventh. Couple runners on, nothing doing. We're going to the 8th at Bradner Stadium. Pioneers still leading the Oilers 3-2. Eighth inning, Henry Kite still on the mound for the Oilers, and he'll have the 8, 9, and 10 batters to contend with. First one to the first baseman, Ryan Gabbianelli, misses for ball one. Gabbianelli 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Kite struck out the side in the 7th inning. He'd sure love to do that again, but that one hit on the ground to third. Aiden Coburn's throw to first in time, and the leadoff man set down. He'll certainly take that. Out comes 6 straight set down by Kite, and that'll bring the shortstop, Jalen Tidwell, to the plate. Tidwell struck out in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. First one to the shortstop, Tidwell, low for a ball. Jalen coming into play tonight batting .233, but gets on base quite a bit, more than 50% of the time. 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. And a lot of that has to do with selectivity at the plate. He's walked 12 times. He's also been hit by 12 pitches this year, as this one's flying down the line in right field, but foul. 12 hit by pitches on the year. Pioneers have been hit by 49 pitches this year. That's slightly more than the Oilers, who have been plunked 44 times as a team. 2-1 is swung on and missed. The shortstop, Tidwell, stands back in, and the 2-2 pitch from Henry Kite is inside. Ooh, nearly hit him. Nearly hit by pitch number 13 for him and number 50 for the Pioneers. It just misses. It's ball 3. The 3-2 from Kite. Check swing. He went around. He struck him out. Henry Kite picks up another strikeout. At his 4th strikeout. And 7 in a row set down by Kite. First 2 in this inning are out. And Trevor Reed comes to the plate. Reed 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. First one to him is swung on and hit in the air towards shallow center. Tarley coming in. He'll watch that drop. That's a base hit for Reed. That ends the streak of batters set down. It's a single for Reed. That one just dropping in front of Cooper Tarley in center. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Caleb Delaney. Delaney's been on base all 3 times, using his speed, an infield single and a run in the 1st, an infield single and a run in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, and was caught stealing to retire the side. First pitch to Delaney here, a swung on and popped up on the infield. Aiden Coburn calling everybody else off, and Coburn will make the catch for out number 3. A 2-out base hit does not come back to hurt the Oilers. Bottom of the 8th, it's getting late. Oiler lineup's got to get cooking. They trail Elmira 3-2. Home half of the eighth, Oilers dipping into their bench a little bit as Armanis Romero will bat for Aiden Coburn. Here in this bottom of the eighth inning, it'll be Romero followed by the DH Derek Stout and shortstop Keegan McElligott. Again, may be going to the bench in place of McElligott. They will not be for Derek Stout. He is in the on-deck circle. The first pitch to Romero is a base hit to center field. Armanis Romero jumps into the game and jumps on the first pitch for the Oilers' fifth hit of the night. Tying run is on base to lead off the eighth. So Derek Stout coming to the plate. He's had a good night. Singled and stole a base in the first, doubled and scored in the fourth, and walked in the sixth. Moved into scoring position on an error. Armanis Romero taking a lead off of first. First one to Stout. Misses, ball one. Well, Armanis has spent some time at shortstop for the Oilers. Wonder if that's where he might be put in defensively in the top of the ninth. Native of Roxbury, Massachusetts. Sophomore at Stonehill. 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back. So Romero on the year batting .320 collectively. That's gone up for sure. 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. And he's going to go again. Pitches a strike. Throw down to second is in time. They got him. Romero is gunned down trying to steal second. First time he's been caught stealing this year. Pitch was a strike to Derek Stout as well, so a double whammy for the Oilers. First out of the bottom of the eighth. So Stout behind 1 and 2 as well. Base runner erased in front of him. Lucas Rylander, the pitcher, on the mound still. 1-2 pitch to Stout. That misses high and inside, ball 2. Rylander is set. The 2-2 pitch to Derek Stout. That misses, ball 3. Again, selectiveness, and that's been a calling card of Derek Stout specifically, too, which is why he's been so effective for the Oilers this season. A full count to the DH Stout. And the pitch from Rylander swung on and hit on the ground. That is a foul ball just in front of the first baseman, Ryan Gabbianelli. So a full count for Derek Stout. Nobody on infield, playing a little bit back. Stout trying to get on base for the 4th time. The 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Derek draws his second walk of the game, and he's been on base all 4 times. And Derek earning that walk, staying alive in the at-bat, and the Oilers get another base runner. So Keegan McElligott, the shortstop, will bat here. McElligott flew out in the first, walked and scored in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. Derek Stout has a stolen base in the game. That came back in the 1st inning. It's his 5th stolen base of the year. We'll see if he thinks about going again, despite the caught stealing just a moment ago. As McElligott sends this to on the ground to right, throw to second is in time. A fielder's choice. The leadoff man is, the lead runner is set down on a fielder's choice off the bat of McElligott, and that's out number 2. Oilers not able to get that runner into scoring position in this inning. So Brian Fleming will come to the plate with McElligott aboard at first. Fleming 0 for 2 with a sac fly tonight. And both of the 2 and the 0 for 2 were strikeouts. First pitch to him here is low, ball 1. Struck out in the first, drove in a run with a sac fly in the fourth, and struck out again in the sixth. And the Oilers have not had an issue getting runners on in this inning. It's just been an inability to get him into scoring position as the 1-0 pitch finds the zone. Talk about the only outs being a caught stealing at second and a fielder's choice to get the lead runner. Those are 2 tough outs for the Oiler lineup to take this late in the game. 1-1 pitch to Fleming, just misses, ball 2. For the heart of the Olean order, this very good chance this will be .2-1 pitch to Fleming. That one misses inside, ball 3. Oiler batters getting ahead, and that's not something we've seen a whole lot of against Rylander. Rylander's done a good job to get himself out in front of Oiler batters. McElligott has his lead off first. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. It's a walk to Fleming, and the Oilers have 2 on with 2 out. Again, getting runners on has not been the issue in this 8th inning. Just got to drive him in. Now it's Cooper Tarley. He's got plenty of RBIs this year. Oilers are going to pinch run for Brian Fleming. Grant Fournier is going to run at first. So getting a little bit more speed on the base pass. Keegan McElligott at second, and the pinch runner Grant Fournier at first. Fournier representing what would be the go-ahead run, but Cooper Tarley's got to get himself on base first. And he's got Lucas Rylander to contend with. Tarley's been on twice tonight. Drove in a run earlier in the game. First pitch to him, swung on and fouled back. Tarley popped out in the first, drove in a run with a single and stole a base in the fourth, walked in the sixth. Rylander has the sign from Dubek. And the 0-1 pitch to Tarley. Check swing. Did not go. Ball 1. Cooper able to lay off of that. Again, tough pitch to lay off of, but he's able to hold up. Aiden Willard waiting in the on-deck circle. Tarley trying to make this at bat. At the very least, make it as long as possible. 1-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Just a little bit late on that one, it seemed. So Rylander ahead as Tarley falls behind 1-2. We've seen a lot of late inning rallies this year for the Oilers. In the last few innings, they've had chances, but just have not been able to get runners over or drive them in. Grant Fournier, the pinch runner at first. Keegan McElligott at second. The 1-2 pitch incoming to Cooper Tarley. Low and away, ball 2. Didn't bite, didn't chase it. One that was low and away. Keeps himself alive in the 8th inning. Again, it is Aiden Willard followed by Thomas Bates. So the Oilers not going to their bench for at least the next 2 batters. Both runners have somewhat short leads. 2-2 to Tarley. That one just misses, ball 3. A tough one to take, and it works out. Another full count. That's what he had when he walked back in the 6th. Tarley hoping for the same outcome now. Or maybe get a hit to drive in a run. And of course, we know how fast he is. You hit one in the gap, and that's pretty easy extra bases. Stand up double, or could even possibly go to third. They wouldn't want to risk making that third out at second base. Or third base, I should say. Fournier, big lead off first. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit down the left field line, but foul. Tarley turned on it, just pulled it a little bit too far foul. So both runners head back. Cooper will straighten that one out. Boy, he just missed that. That one got a good piece of it, just pulled it a little bit too much. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch to Cooper Tarley from the right-hander Lucas Rylander. Again, big lead off of first for Grant Fournier. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Cooper couldn't hold up on one that was up high. He's frustrated with himself. The Oilers once again get a few on and are out of luck scoring-wise in the inning. We are going to the 9th, and the Oilers trailing 3-2. Top of the 9th inning and a rough start for the Oiler pitcher Henry Kite. Nick Spanner, the DH, hit by the first pitch he sees, and a leadoff base runner for the Elmira Pioneers. First pitch here to Manny Castro is cut on and missed. A 1 misses high and inside. Ball 1. Tyson Gingrich is on deck. Short lead off of first for Spanner. 1-1 pitch misses low and away. So Kite, who was dealing through the first handful of innings in relief, finding some couple of control struggles there, but does get the swing and miss to come back in the count 2-2. Still a very short lead off of first, and now Henry Kite steps off. 2-2 the count on Manny Castro. He's been on base twice tonight, singled back in the first and drove in a run, walked in the third, grounded into a double play in the sixth. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, he struck him out. So Kite comes back to strike out Manny Castro, big first out of the ninth inning, and that'll bring up Tyson Gingrich. Gingrich has had a tough night tonight, grounded into a double play back in the first, flew out in the third, flew out in the sixth. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch to him from Henry Kite, swung on and missed. Elmira 3 runs on 7 hits. They've committed 1 error. Oilers 2 runs, 5 hits, have not committed an error. Oh, 1 from Kite. Swung on and popped up foul out of play. So Henry in control. He's ahead 0-2. Well, taking a look at the upcoming schedules for both of these teams. Elmira returns home tomorrow. Oilers have the night off. 0-2 pitch, low and inside on Gingrich. These two teams will meet again right here on Friday night at 6:30. Oilers have the night off tomorrow. Elmira returns home tomorrow. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, he struck him out. Henry Kite picks up strikeout number 6. And a big second out in the ninth as well after a leadoff hit by pitch, picking up 2 straight strikeouts. And now Tyler Adamo, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Adamo 0 for 3. First pitch to him, low, ball 1. Adamo struck out in the first, popped out in the fourth, struck out again in the 7th. Again, Spanner not wandering too far off that first base bank. 1-0 pitch, low, ball 2. That one thrown in the dirt. Trying to finish off Tyler Adamo and give the Oilers lineup a shot to come back in the bottom of the ninth. 2-0 pitch from Henry Kite, swung on and foul back. Oilers will bring their 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. Aiden Willard, Thomas Bates, and Christo Hunsaker. We'll see if any pinch hitters are brought in. 2-1 pitch from Henry Kite, swung on and lifted high in the air toward deep left center. Could be trouble. That is down and off the base of the wall. Rounding third is Spanner. He will come home to score. On his way to third, the throw into third goes all the way to the screen. And coming home to score, the throw to the plate is in time. So the Oilers do get the third out. Tyler Adamo with an RBI triple tries to turn it into a Little League home run. Ultimately is out at the plate, but another run scores for Elmira, and the Oiler lineup has some more work to do. We are going to the bottom of the ninth. Oilers trailing Elmira 4-2. All right, bottom of the ninth. Oilers now down 2 after the RBI triple off the bat of Tyler Adamo. He was ultimately thrown out trying to stretch that into a Little League home run. The 5, 6, and 7 batters are due up for the Oilers here in the home half of the ninth. Aiden Willard will lead it off. He'll be followed by Thomas Bates and Christo Hunsaker. And the new arm on the mound for the Pioneers is their closer, the right-hander Sam Watts. He has not pitched in a couple of weeks. June 28th, the last time he pitched, making his 6th relief appearance of the year. He does have 1 save, an ERA of 2.7, and opponents have had a tough time hitting off of him. First pitch to Aiden Willard, low, ball 1. Opponents batting .091 off of Sam Watts. He has been very, very good. 1-0 pitch from Watts. That misses, low, ball 2. Again, the hope for the Oilers is that, like we see with a lot of relief pitchers, the issues with finding the zone when coming in cold from the bullpen, especially for a guy who hasn't pitched in a few weeks. He has a little bit of a sidearm submarine delivery. 2-0 pitch swung on and hit in the air toward deep center. That's going back. That is over the head of the center fielder Delaney. Rounding second, Aiden Willard. He's going to stop there. It's a leadoff double for Willard, and the Oilers are going to bring the tying run to the play of the ninth. This team has a flair for the dramatic. They've shown it all year. And Thomas Bates coming to the plate with a runner at second and nobody out. If Bates can find his way on, Christo Hunsaker could win it with 1 swing. So against the right-hander, Sam Watts. Again, opponents have been batting just .091 off of this guy this season before that double from Aiden Willard. Willard has a decent-sized lead off of second. First pitch to Thomas Bates. Inside. That backs him up off the plate. And we've seen so many games this year. Think back to the game against the Auburn Doubledays a few weeks ago when the Oilers were down 10-1 going into the ninth inning. Brought the winning run to the plate, ultimately fell 10-7 in that game. Had some other games where they've had a late rally. Hasn't quite gone their way. The 1-0 pitch is lifted in the air toward deep center. That is going back. Delaney will make the catch. Tagging and heading for third is Willard. He is in there safely. So it's a fly out, and it's the first out of the ninth inning off the bat of Bates, but it does advance Willard to third. So at the very least, it's a productive out, and it brings Hunsaker to the plate. Christo Hunsaker grounded out in the second, walked in the fifth, flew out in the seventh. Trying to at least drive in Aiden Willard from third to make it a one-run ball game. Boy, how big is that RBI triple at the end of the eighth, or end of the top of the ninth? First pitch to Hunsaker is a called strike. If not for that, if the Oilers had set down Tyler Adamo, Willard would be the tying run over at third, and you'd be in a sacrifice situation to tie the game. But the Oilers still certainly have a shot. 0-1 to Hunsaker. That one swung on and nubbed foul. Christo behind 0-2. EH Logan Coslin is on deck. We'll see if that remains the same or will change based on the outcome of the Hunsaker at bat here. An extended look in at the plate for Sam Watts. Watts looks over at the runner at third and now steps off as time is called. Defensive changes for the Oilers. Armanis Romero is in the game at third, or was in the game at third in the top of the ninth. Grant Fournier was in center, Cooper Charlie in right. 0-2 to Hunsaker. That one swung on and hit toward left. That will be caught out and left by Trevor Reed, and too shallow to bring in Aiden Willard. It's out number 2, and the Oilers are down to their final out. That one is just a classic case of a baseball being hit too hard. Hunsaker hit it right to him, and Trevor Reed was stationed too shallow. Willard did not want to risk coming home and having the final out of the game at the plate. So the EH Logan Coslin comes in. Coslin has reached base once. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 7th and stole a base. Other than that, 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. First one to him here is a strike called at the bottom of the zone. Oilers did not like that strike call. That looked like a really, really, really low sweeping strike. So Coslin behind early. Willard with both feet in foul territory. 0-1 pitch from Watts inside, and that nearly hit Logan Coslin. He had to really duck out of the way of that. Oilers will go to their bench if Coslin can get on. Denny Martin is on deck in place of the catcher Brady Smith. The 1-1 from Watts. That one is low and away. It's ball 2. Dubek couldn't find it for a second, ultimately gets to it. Willard staying put. Definitely the smart call. So the right-hander Sam Watts trying to finish off the Oilers. He's behind 2-1 on the Oiler EH Logan Coslin. Again, we talked about Coslin has struggled at the plate this year. He's been phenomenal defensively over at third base, but he's had his struggles at the plate. He's got a favorable count, though. 2-1 from Watts. That one low check swing did not go, ball 3. If Coslin can get his way on, Oilers would bring what would be the potential winning run to the plate. Coslin ahead 3-1 on Sam Watts. The 3-1 pitch, that one swung on and hit into shallow left center. That will be caught by Delaney, and that will end the ball game. The Oilers had a late rally, but ultimately they fall in this game by the final score of 4-2. Again, mentioning these two teams will meet again on Friday. Pioneers improve to 12-13 with the win. Oilers fall further back. They drop to 11-15. Again, the Oilers have the day off tomorrow before hosting Elmira on Friday night. The Pioneers will return home tomorrow night to host the Newark Pilots at 6:30. These two teams will face each other again right here at Bradner Stadium at 6:30 on Friday night. Oilers drop this one, another close loss for the Oilers, and fall further back in the West Division. Again, they'll get another shot at Elmira on Friday. Until then, this is Matt Volt saying good night and go Oilers.